Welcome to Tea with Jay. I am Jerica, your host, and I am joined here today with my girl, Lisa Jae.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here. Like, it's just good times.
It's really good.
So we've been supposed to be having tea. We usually be drinking wine, but we're going to be real classy today.
Okay.
And we're going to appropriate, and we're going to show these beautiful people how wonderful we are.
Yeah, let's keep it classy.
How odd, like, what are the odds of that actually happening? Right. So, Lisa, you stay doing the things here in this town.
Yeah.
Fashion extraordinaire,
Okay.
trailblazer, space maker, placemaker, like really doing your part to make the fashion industry thrive and develop and do great things here in Tulsa. So I just want to talk about that. We're going to talk about you.
Yeah.
We're going to learn about you. We're going to get this tea on today.
Let's get in it.
Oh, but first, we're going to shout out our sponsor, My Tea from My Tea Lounge, courtesy of Miss T Rush. Today we are drinking, it's called Mango Peach. It's absolutely fabulous. My personal favorite is, I think it's Me Time.
Me time.
Baby.
Y'all. I was like, wait, is this ice cream? Like, what am I
It's
drinking?
like a little crack in the cup.
Yeah.
It's so delicious.
It's a taste of heaven.
It's just, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm like, you can't quite place it. It's just
Yeah.
delicious.
Which is why
But she was out of it, so.
Oh, she was. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I mean, I've only asked for a couple of packages, but we won't put her on blast today. Ding. Anywho, so Lisa, back to the thing. So you're here, you're in Tulsa, you're based here. What brought you to Tulsa? What makes you excited about being in this space? What makes you excited about the work that you're doing here?
Yeah, so first off, thank you for allowing me to be here.
Yeah.
I have been a huge fan of yours for so very long, way more than you probably even remember. So I'm honored just to be sitting across from
Likewise.
queen shit, like all of the queenness that you're offering. But I'm born and raised from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yes.
Yes, I'm born and raised from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Natives?
Yes.
Same.
Yeah. So there's no moving to Oklahoma. I've tried to move away, but God said no. Sit down in green country and enjoy yourself. So,
but are you starting to see why?
yes, and you know what? I am loving it. I'm so happy that I didn't make that decision to leave. I stayed here with my community because I've always, and we'll get into that. I've always loved Tulsa, loved Oklahoma. But as you know, this is not the place for fashion. So, I wanted to help my community. I didn't really know how to do that from here. So I was like, maybe I got to leave. Mm-hmm. And it didn't happen that way. I'm here and it's happening. So I'm excited.
And that's the thing. And, and sometimes it's the prophet is never like respected in their own home. And so it's always beautiful to me when I can see people that are from the space receive the respect and the honor that is due to them within that space. We speak fashion, the stylish agency, like you're putting on for the town. But even with that, what the people don't know, like you're still mommying.
Yeah.
In the most trying of circumstances, even. Yeah. A caregiver.
Yeah.
You are volunteer in this community, like you're still very engaged with entrepreneurship journey and helping others while also empowering yourself and learning more so you can share more. Like, what is your why? Like, what keeps you in this space?
Oh, Jerica is asking the deep questions.
I want to know the
What is my why? There's been different seasons of whys, like when I first started everything, my why was I got laid off. Like I got fired from my job and I had a vision for this job. I was going to do this and I was going to grow with this company. And when they laid me off right after a divorce and right after my daughter was diagnosed with lupus, I cried for about a week and I looked at my account. So my why became my children and survival. And that's how, I launched. I launched out of survival. I did what I knew to do. I'd been styling for 20 years, merchandising for companies, didn't know anything else really. And so when I launched my company, I was trying not to be homeless.
Yeah.
And that was my why. Since then, my why has become community because I've talked to models, I've talked to designers, I've talked to people that want to build things. And my why is catapulting. It's family, it's kids. Now it's these people that I've talked to in the community. And it's become, the vision is way bigger than me now. It's not Lisa Jae.
Yeah.
It's a bigger picture.
Yeah.
So
And I can see that. Like, I even think back to the Parlay Festival when we were getting ready for this fashion show, and you like, girl, I got you. You brought in the looks, you brought in the models, like you were on board. And when I was like, I don't know how to tell these people to line up, and you're like, line up, get it together. I need you there. You walk from there, you walk from there, you meet here. I want you to go there, and then you go there. I'm like, God sent her. Praise him.
yeah.
So, like, is that something that's always been natural for you, like to be in that space, or is it like, if nobody gonna do it, okay, I guess I'm gonna do it. Like, which one?
No, natural leader, yes. I've always been a natural leader, but I'm not the typical leader. I'm not the loud leader. I'm not, my leading style is not like that. I'm moved by creativity, so I can't lead someone until I see something. And so in that moment, I was ready. Because, I'm not going to walk in a place and take over, especially when I know there's leadership. But when you gave me that reign, I was like, okay, you over here, you over here. And I had already had that vision. But when I got into the space and then I became a servant to fashion, meaning knowing what the models are supposed to do, how they're supposed to look, how they're supposed to act, the garments, how they're supposed to flow. When I became a servant to that, then I was able to now direct. So I typically am telling stories more than just telling, someone what to do. It's like, okay, this is how the story is going to go because, you know what I mean? The garments are doing this. This is how you tell that story.
Yeah. And so when we think about like the work that you're doing and thinking about how to move fashion forward, how to bring Tulsa along on this journey, make it a space that can also become a hub and a go-to to look for fashion, for creativity, for all those things in those spaces. You are working on some things. Like you stay jet set and working on this thing. Can you tell us about this thing?
Yeah, I actually can now. So outside of the nonprofit, We Speak Fashion, I've started a tech project. And my tech project is, we had to get it patented, but we're coming out with a virtual reality smart mirror that it gives you like your perfect measurements, but it styles you as well. And so for a stylist that would like me in the beginning, where you're trying to find work and nobody wants to pay for a stylist because they don't feel like it's necessary, now you can log on to the system, and if you're getting ready for like this event here, you just pay $5 for a stylist really quick and they get paid, you get styled, or you can just choose to have the algorithm style you. So that project is called Flamingo. It's my baby. And we're going to pair that with our app called Fast Dash. So it's the Instacart for fashion.
That is fancy as fuck.
It's definitely bougie.
How did you like even think of that? Like that's dope. Like how many people are you having to work with as far as like getting the technical piece? Like I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah, it's a lot. I honestly came up with that idea because, as you know, my daughter has lupus. When she was in the hospital, she was dealing with, flare-ups. And so she's dealing with kidney failure, which also affects her skin. And so when she came home, one of the things I do with my daughter is I affirm her constantly. You're girl, you beautiful. I am amazing. Like we just talk about these affirmations. So when she came from the hospital, she sat in front of her mirror and she wrote out all the affirmations I had given her plus some, right? And so she wrote out all these affirmations on her mirror, and I stared at her and I watched her interaction with herself. Like she was combing her hair, and I was like, I want that mirror to give back. Like I want that mirror to do this, right? And so I created the technology. Like it's an affirmational mirror, and it works in the mental health space mostly.
Yes.
But I have the fashion background, but having something like that, especially people that are dealing with body dysmorphia, binary type, where it's like you look in the mirror and who do you really see? And people that are just kind of suffering with anxiety, depression, and they don't have the words. They don't have a mom in their space that's giving them those affirmations. So I decided to give this as a gift to my daughter. It's actually her creation. It's her product. She is the owner of the mirror. So yeah.
On legacy.
Yeah.
I love that. And and when you speak about that, the hospital stays, that's another space where Lisa and I have connected over the years, like really getting to know one another and being a support to one another as we're going on our journeys. Because, it was hard. Like, people don't get
They
it.
don't get it. Yeah.
They don't get what it's like to be.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this really quick. Like I said, I've known you for a very long time. Not known you, but I've known of you. But when I found out what you were dealing with for real, I was like, oh no, I respect her on another level. I'm going to cry. But I'm not. Because we're going to bring this
thugs.
in. Yes. I'm a thug up in here, right?
Gangster. I don't know none of the signs.
Right. So when I found out, that you were a caretaker and you're doing all this stuff in the community, you're keeping a smile on your face, you're pushing people forward, you're helping so many people, I was like, no, this is not just a Jerica. This is a woman with a legacy on a mission. She has a why, because that's not easy. Like, getting up for the normal person is getting up, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth. But for things that you have to deal with or I have to deal with, it's like I'm caring for another human. So I have to be mindful of, specific things where I am, who I'm around, their hospital stays, being in the hospital several days and still going out to the community and saying, hey, I'm here, guys. You know what I mean?
And as a mother, like, I just think of how intensified that is, because that's your baby. Yeah. You grew that baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's beautiful the way that you are speaking into her and affirming her in the process, and the way that you've just been able to pivot. Like, there have been times I'm like, how you doing? I'm like, girl, I'm up in here. Right. They ain't got nan answer, but well, it's gonna be all right, so, and the way that you've been able to keep positive and patent mirrors that can dress you,
right,
and speak to you. That's just absolutely beautiful. So, like, beyond that, like, what's next? Like, what do you envision for your brand moving forward? Which is always hard, right? Cause but what do you envision? Like, how do you see it?
Yeah. So I'm really just in the space of having a community of fashion entrepreneurs that's not struggling. Like, we all talk about, like, the creatives that struggle, but dealing with my divorce and now being a single mom and not having income, I should not have gone through homelessness. I should not have gone without a car because I was in fashion, right? Like, and not really having the community to talk to someone. Like, who do I talk to? Like, where do I start? Or LLC, what? So I really want to create a brand that pivots you, that starts you here and you end up a million billionaire, whether it's in Oklahoma or outside of Oklahoma. So all of my brands are to meet people where they are. Like, the We Speak Fashion brand, it's raising money so that we can give money back out, like, to the community. And then the stylish agency is being on set. Like, if you're that stylist or if you're that fashion person, let's get on set and, So my goal is just to create this huge fashion experience where, you come out of high school or whatever, and you know exactly where you're going to go. I'm going to go through this brand to get launched. So, yeah.
Okay. I love it. So I thank you so much for coming. Is there anything, where can these people find you? How can they keep in touch with you?
Yeah. So,
And how can they support you just in general within the work that you're trying to do in the community?
Yeah, so we are raising money for Flamingo, the Mirror. So we're raising venture capital. So if you're looking to get into the tech industry and get some money in the game before, it's too late, definitely hit me up. My email is lisa@thestylishagency.com. Social media, it's the Lisa Jae or the Stylish Agency. And we have not talked about this, but February 1st is the launch of our in-store project where we're creating an incubator for fashion brands.
We didn't even get to speak about the store.
Yeah. Myself and Bounceless decided to partner together and create this space for people that are in retail, online, or if you're a designer and you just need a space to sell your items. It's called Fifth and Fab, downtown Tulsa. So you can definitely just pull up there. If you're in the fashion industry, you want to do a small show or just get people to see what you're doing. I'm super encouraging anybody that is a stylist and they're really trying to push their brand, come to Fifth and Fab. Like, that's the space. Like, do your thing.
And I love that you're able to repurpose all of these spaces to meet the needs of the people in the community.
Yeah.
If you're a designer, if you have your own fashion brand, you can put it on display there. I've seen earrings, I've seen jewelry, I've seen, when you did the live models as the storefront, she literally had real life people. You see the mannequins in the windows? They were real life people. They were just standing there, being models, human mannequins.
That was really fun.
It was dope.
Yeah.
But now you're saying you're opening this space up for those that want to, I'm imagining, create content or host small speaks. And
Any kind of fashion creative idea, you can do it in that space. Like, we're lending out the space. Obviously, it's going to have a storefront, but even if you want to, like, after hours and use it for some events, we're using that. So
I love it. Lisa, fabulous. As always, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely, I enjoyed it.
Come back again.
Yes, I shall.
All right. Thank you all. We'll be back in just a few. You get to see some of Lisa Jae's stylings.